something I wanted to talk about. Recently, we were talking about cars that are hot property in South Africa to be stolen.
Yeah.
Right? So on top of the list, Oleg, in South Africa is what?
Polo, VW Polo, for sure.
Yeah.
VW
And?
Golf.
Yeah,
VW Golf, Toyota Corolla. Most likely Hyundai.
Okay, but you're forgetting, like, what about the Fortuna Hiluxes?
And the Hilux,
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
But in terms of volume, most likely it's Corollas. It's VW Polos.
Because they're easy to resell.
Well, first of all, the Corollas are great for Uber.
Yeah. And spare parts, body, like sharings, etc. So you don't even need to like resell the vehicle, stolen vehicles whole. You can just strip it down, and you maximize the value by just selling the parts. You actually get more for the parts if you sell them, you know.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, if you've got the shop that's already geared up, which they probably do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, okay, so it's about the volume, you know, the common cars on the road, which they've created this market. Okay.
Andrew, but did we leave anything out?
No. Yeah, like, I mean, you're pretty on the mark. So the top 10 most hijacked passenger vehicle brands, if we just talk about brands, would be number 1 is VW, then Toyota, then Ford, then Citroen. Can you believe? Kia, Hyundai,
Citroen.
BMW, Audi, Renault, and Chevrolet, which you can't even buy in this country anymore.
Okay, hang on. Let's turn on its head. Which brands don't really get hijacked?
Volvo.
None of them.
Volvo.
Well,
nobody wants to drive a Volvo.
And any of the Chinese brands. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So,
I mean, Porsche's not on the list.
The top 10 most hijacked sports or utility vehicles brands, they're just doing brands here, is Toyota, Land Rover, Nissan, Mahindra,
Chinese.
Then VW. Yeah, Mahindra's in Indian, isn't it?
Indian,
yeah. So, this website doesn't give me the actual models. I was interested in the actual models. But anyway, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I saw one of these same lists for, I'm assuming this is, I don't know if this is America, but...
it's definitely not America. I don't think Mahindra is even in US.
No, not that list. That list was South African. This other list that I saw the other day. So what would you think is the most, I was trying to see, because this is a .com, so it must be
international.
America. Well, it must be the US. So what would you think is the most popular car to be stolen in the US?
Ford.
Yeah, but what model?
Which one?
Any model?
Don't know. Like,
don't say.
But I mean, you are right.
But like Ford is most likely the most common car in the US. So it's like
sure.
It's like VW in South Africa. So it's like just pick
That's actually a very good strategy, by the way. No, that's a good strategy.
Are we talking stolen or hijacked?
Well, you know, I don't know if hijackings are hijackings quite big in the UK.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. So
it's only in the movies.
You know,
the biggest hijackers are the law enforcement people.
Yeah. Okay, so the full-size pickup Ford is the one that gets stolen the most. Okay, and what's the next one? Oleg, I'm sure you can guess this one based on your theory on how to work this out.
Chevy.
Yep, Chevy full-size pickup.
Yeah.
And what would you think is number 3 on the list?
Ram pickups.
Honda.
Yeah, it's a Honda. It's a Honda.
Let's say Prius.
Listen, dude, how are you doing this?
That's Toyota.
No, it's a Honda.
I'm just guessing because I remember like Honda is actually more popular in the US market than Toyota.
Yeah.
For some reason. So it's like, okay, we hit the 2 major American brands, automotive brands, which is Ford and Chevy. I knew Ford was dominant. I didn't know whether it was Chevy or some other company, right?
Sure.
But I just went with what I know, which is Chevy. So that's pretty straightforward.
Does Oleg know a lot more than he should about the car theft industry?
Yeah.
Globally, guys.
I think he's got some connections that come from the Eastern Bloc.
Individual parts, they make a lot more money that way. Yeah.
Well, interesting enough, to answer Les's question about the Ram full-size pickup, where does it fit on the list?
Top 5.
Number 10.
Oh.
Okay, I don't know what that means.
How many of those 10 are pickups?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So number 3 is a
do
Honda.
They give percentages?
A Honda Civic. Yeah, they do. Wait, well, they just give the increase. They'll tell you how many thefts there were. They'll tell you 44,000 thefts. That's in the US. It's not a lot, eh? Anyway, interesting thing. The next one is a Honda Accord. Then it's the Toyota Camry. Then it's the Nissan Altima. Then it's the General Motors, the GMC pickup truck, full size. Yeah. Then a Toyota Corolla. Then a Honda CR-V. And then the Dodge.
That's really weird. That's really weird.
How it's different, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Just thought that was...
I suppose there's different markets. Because there's a lot of sedans, and I think part of it goes back to that. If you strip it down, there's a market for second-hand parts.
Yeah.
So a lot of those sedan cars are probably that, but I think the pickups are. Yeah, that's an interesting one. That's a whole different market.
Yeah.
I'm sure Oleg can enlighten us.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, hypothetically, if you were a global car recycler.
Yeah.
Recycler.
If you had a global concern, what would your opinion be?
I just remembered, right? I saw an article about like a WhatsApp post on some group about like 2 months ago, where this GTI was stolen, right? And then recovered because that GTI had like 3 tracking units in different part of the vehicles. The guys managed to find 2, but didn't disable the 3rd one. But the time the car tracking company arrived there, the whole 60 minutes later, the car was stripped. There was only engine left. Engine and chassis.
Crazy.
Wow.
Crazy.
60 minutes. 60 minutes.
Where was the 3rd tracker? Inside the engine?
I don't know. They didn't say, but it's like, I was like, I'm amazed. It's like these guys, and they show pictures. This car was stripped completely.
It's crazy.
I mean, they took everything out. The radiator was gone. Obviously basically the discs and the CD joints were gone. And it's like, to strip a car down to that level, you need like 8 people working on different parts. Like,
yeah. So, but I mean, I was watching the Formula One practice. They're racing in Mexico this weekend. And Sergio Perez, who's it's his home race, whatever. And I think it was in the first practice, he had a bit of a spin because the track's very dusty. Ran backwards into the barrier, but not really badly, but lost half of the rear wing, you see. So he then drives into the pits, and the commentators ask, okay, well, that's the end of his session. This is not a very good start to the weekend because this is home Grand Prix, and, he would be the first Mexican to win or be on the podium, and this is how he started his weekend. And, I mean, it's like only like 10 minutes into the first session, which is normally about an hour and a half or whatever. So I said to my daughter, I said, these commentators, what are they talking about? This is Red Bull. They are the best when it comes to turning around these kind of things, like fixing the car. 26 minutes, dude, they fixed that car. Took the whole rear wing off at the back. Tested, they had some ultrasonic device that they test the chassis with to make sure that there are no cracks in it, and 26 minutes he was back on the track. Finished 4th fastest in the session.
But then it has to change the gearbox today.
Thank you for that funky music, dude. Yeah, for that negative comment. But anyway, what I'm saying is like, just to back up what Oleg says, if you know what you're doing, you can do quite a lot in like, a short period of time.
But I imagine those body shops are like a production line. They've got the right tools ready to go. And it's just like, right, I'll do this, then we'll move it on to you do that part, you do that part. Everyone knows what they're doing. Got the right tools ready to go. They know what they can cut, what they can't cut, what's good and what's wasted. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just pretty amazing, like it's most likely takes a GTI 1 week on the assembly line and it's stripped in 60 seconds.
Yeah.
Like almost, sorry, not 60 seconds, 60 minutes. It's like
60 minutes. Yeah.
And neatly stripped, it's like because they obviously were after the parts,
Sure.